Common mistakes we make while selecting gemstones. First is we tend to follow our sun sign, which is wrong. Secondly, we tend to follow our moon sign, which also sometimes don't give that result. The actual thing is that we should follow the ascendant sign. From that we start deciding about the gemstone. Then there is another common mistake which we make, and that is where any gemstone whosoever's Mahadasha is going on. So we shouldn't do that also either. So the basic rule which we follow, that also has flaws. Suppose we wear the first house lord gemstone according to the ascendant, then the fifth house lord, then the ninth house lord, which is always not suitable to us, since sometimes these planets are posited in the 6th house, 8th house, 12th house, or they might be not working according to the ascendant. Even if the ascendant lord is a good planet, we consider it, sometimes it also works as a malefic. So before wearing any gemstone, always be aware that if they are not working for you, they may harm you, because you are increasing the power of that planet by wearing that gemstone. So if you don't know the thing, don't go for a hit and trial method. It's better not to wear a gemstone unknowingly, because rather than not wearing it won't harm you, but if you are unknowingly wearing a wrong gemstone, it will harm you a lot. It's a myth that the gemstone don't work. Actually, I have experimented a lot regarding gemstones. I started my career way back actually, and that time I think I started consulting. Before actually doing serious astrology, I started suggesting people gemstones, and my first gemstone was cat's eye. Way back, I think in 2010, I started suggesting people gemstones. So I started with cat's eye, and it didn't show any result, because I didn't knew that Ketu was a very slow giving planet, so we can't activate it so soon. So but that result is showing. A girl was there whom I had prescribed a cat's eye, and she got married, I think this year 2022 or 23, I think in January, most probably. So that it took nearly 12-13 years. She is of my age actually, and she is getting married. I suggested her way back in 2010. So think of it, how Ketu is harsh. So you can very easily understand that thing. It worked actually. At that time I didn't know the logic behind why it's not working, and there was only a single person whom I have suggested a hasonite, that's gomed in Hindi, which we term for Rahu. So that person luck got working actually very fast. So that and then I could understand that okay, hasonite is a very powerful gemstone. At time actually I wore that. Mine Rahu is in the 7th house, Swati Nakshatra, so along with moon. So I wore that gemstone. I had 6 of them in my hand, and every finger I was experimenting with that. So when Rahu moved in the transit in the 8th house, that time my finger got burnt actually with that hasonite. So that proved that it is working so fast. When in transit it was powerful, and I was wearing a gemstone. It didn't harm me as such, but someone said don't try to experiment, these are evil things. You can't experiment everything. For every disease you can't take you can't experiment yourself by taking every medicine of every disease. It may be harmful to you. You don't know, unknowingly don't do. From that time I stopped doing these things actually. So it's my suggestion also to everyone that don't try to experiment with these things. I have a very heavy horoscope, so I can handle those things. I'm born in Buddha Purnima, so that's easy for me, but not for everyone. That's acceptable for me also, because God is there to save me. You don't know in which shoe I have put my foot in, so don't try to act like what I have done. And now I don't do that. And the most avoidable gemstone, I would say, is at any cost and at every cost, try to avoid a gemstone of Saturn, that is Neelam, blue sapphire. Don't wear it. As such, wherever I have read, actually I have read that if the Saturn is less powerful, then you will get more happiness. It's not that much necessary to increase its power. Even if it's very well placed, don't increase its power. So even if your Lagnesh might be 10 or 11, means Capricorn or Aquarius, don't wear a Neelam or a blue sapphire. Even if your 5th house lord is Saturn, don't wear it. Even if your 9th house lord is Saturn, don't wear it. The gemstone, there is nothing wrong in it. You don't need to make yourself worked out. Saturn will, if you increase its power, like Amitabh Bachchan is wearing. So when he has worn that, it's not harming him, but he is getting more of his, he has to do more and more of work. He can't take retirement. So to take retirement, actually he has to take those 2 rings. Actually he is wearing 2. One someone has suggested him and another for Abhishek Bachchan. He never wore that, and that is the highest quality of Neelam he is wearing, actually, Kashmiri Neelam. So they are very powerful. I don't think anyone has those left with them. Actually, they are very costly. I think 4 carat will cost nearly about 25 lakhs. It's that much costly. They are peacock blue. They are not normal blue. They are of the highest order, highest quality. So Amitabh is wearing 2 in his middle finger. So whenever you are watching KBC, try to put your glance on his center middle finger. You will definitely see 2 gemstones in his finger. So he needs to take that out, so his work will stop. So that's how Saturn behaves. So don't experiment with any gemstones. And people think that, okay, Jupiter is very good planet. There was an astrologer, he's still alive, he is very old actually, and very good astrologer in our city, from the locality where I am staying, actually in Jabalpur. Very famous astrologer and very good astrologer. He had earned a good name, and now he is in Indore most probably. His son is there. So he used to suggest everyone a yellow sapphire, means Pukhraj. But now I have come across many cases where people have died, or they have got brain stroke due to Jupiter. Our right brain is Jupiter, our left brain is Saturn. That's how. So I have seen one of my friend got brain hemorrhage due to Saturn before lockdown, to 13th Feb 2020, I think, in the morning, 8:30 something, in Bilaspur. His wife came to me for session, actually. So I couldn't understand, okay, because of Saturn, because of Venus, he got brain stroke. So either it is Venus or it is Jupiter. These 2 planets actually are responsible for brain stroke, and sometimes it's because of the artery gets burst. It's seldom that is because of Mars. That's a different thing. Even that is a symptom of brain stroke, but that is a different thing altogether. The brain stroke hemorrhage, it is when it happens in your brain, that is because of either Jupiter or Venus. These 2 planets are responsible for brain stroke, and most of the time it is actually Jupiter. In 46 years of my age, I have seen only one case where Venus was the Karaka. Otherwise, Venus is not that much malefic. Even if, like, I have Venus in 7th house lord and 2nd house lord, it's a Markesh. But I know it won't be harming me that much. As such, my Jupiter, which is lord of my 9th house and 12th house, they are both present in the Bharani Nakshatra. Jupiter is actually direct and Venus is combust. But still, Jupiter is Jupiter. Even if it is Bhagyesh, I have a risk of everything from Jupiter, but not from Venus. So that's how things happen. So no one can imagine where actually astrology lies. Until and unless you are not aware of things exactly 100%, don't wear a gemstone. That's my clear suggestion to everyone. Don't become your own doctor. If with medicines you can take 10% chances, but with gemstones, don't take. You don't know how much harm they can do. You can never imagine. Don't underestimate even a small gemstone. That would be the gravest mistake you will be making in your life. That's my request, and that's why I am elaborating this video. So please, thank you.